Hi, everybody. Bill here with Why Friends and Family Run. 30 years ago, we used to actually have a joke in the industry about this. People used to say, you're in network marketing if you don't have any friends and family left. And, it was funny, but it shouldn't be funny any longer because we should know better. That was an immature business model. We didn't really know how to make it work. We had a lot of people in the business who weren't salespeople trying to be salespeople. Now we have training. Now we understand how this business works. We have hundreds of thousands of people who are making full-time income without offending people in this business, in this profession. And what most people do, the immature network marketer goes right after their people of most influence, and they have this feeling, this obligation, this expectation for their friends and family to listen to them when they haven't given them any reason to listen to them. We need to change the model. We need to change our way of thinking and not just go on the attack. The reason people get offended is because when you do things from that place, you're doing it from the wrong motivation. You're doing it out of guilt and obligation. You're harassing people out of an obligation that you've assumed that they owe you something, that the beginning of the conversation is already based on your obligation. You're obliging them to do something that they may not be ready for. You haven't taken the time to learn from them, to find out if they are the type of person that's ready for your type of business. Just don't automatically assume that. And when you bring that obligation in, it's already a dysfunctional role relationship. It already becomes a hardship on them. And it's not a joy. It's not a joy to look at your opportunity. It's an obligation. And there's proper ways to use obligation, friendships, and family, but not to bring guilt, bring feelings of condemnation into the friendship. And so let's talk a little bit about that. Let me give you an example. I'm an author. I've been writing for a long time now. I've actually put out there 4 different books. One of them is in print, and it's done over 10,000 readers. I'm on my 3rd printing. And I knew going in that my friends and family weren't necessarily the audience or planning on or ever would read it. And if I were to take something that I loved and had passion for enough to write a book on the subject, and I felt an obligation or an expectation based on my friends and family reading the book or purchasing the book or even promoting the book, I would be frustrated. I would bring frustration into my relationship with them. Now that it's been 4 or 5 years, most of the people that I wanted to read it eventually did, but it wasn't because I made them feel bad. I would seed them with little nuggets, with little quotes. Talk about the success of my book, talk about, a passage from the book, or sometimes I'd be carrying it with me and they would be interested. And most of them, if not all of the people that I was most interested in reading, actually ended up reading the book. But it wasn't out of hey, I wrote a book, you need to go sit down and read this. That's not a way to get people to your side. What we teach is that you need to serve people. You need to serve their needs and their interests and their desires. And if they don't have a perceived need or desire, you have a relationship with them that inspires or instills from your testimonies of success, from your positive attitude, from your non-sales giving value into their life. Positive quotes, showing your paycheck online. You can actually promote the health, wealth, and well-being of whatever company you're involved in, and people will see from a positive perspective that you're not harassing them, that you remove the harassment out of the relationship. In our profession, the way that we become successful is we sort. We get enough people to a successful presentation, and the presentation or the presenter will make the sale for you. You have to find people who are ready. You cannot make people ready because they feel obligated. It will only frustrate them. And in many cases, they'll come in and they'll be doing it for the wrong reason. They'll become a failure, and then you'll have that built into the relationship. Oh yeah, I've tried those things before, and everything that you ever brought me to, I failed at because they weren't ready for it. They're doing it for all the wrong reasons. So this business is about adding value. If you present something to someone and you see that they're not interested, they're not inclined, maintain the friendship. The value of the friendship and the relationship is so much more important than you making the sale. They don't owe you anything. You need to do whatever it takes to have them follow you. That when you start buying multiple houses, when you spend 50% of your time on vacation, when you're having the most amazing life in the world, they will come knocking on your door and ask you how to do it. You need to prove to them that you are a person of value, that your life and your testimony and the things that you say and do are based on fruitfulness. You can't just go to people and offend them.